The victim said her clothes always stayed on, but Singh would put his hands under her clothes. He touched her breasts and put his hands in her pants.
Christmas, it's not Christmas. Almost.
Almost there.
How's your weekend?
Good. Holy crap. The weekend.
Our video went very
decent.
semi-viral.
This is viral for us, okay? Anything
Very
that goes
viral
over
for us.
1,000 views for us is like great.
Yeah, it's good. And great engagement.
Thank you to everybody that subscribed. We're almost at our goal of 1,000 subscribers, so make sure you guys keep hitting that subscribe button before the end of the year. All the new subscribers that we got.
Yeah, otherwise we're just going to sell all these equipment.
He keeps saying that, and he says it sarcastically, but I'm scared that he's actually going to end up doing it. So
you guys are going to show up here next January 1st and be like, hey, what's going on?
Where'd he go?
I'll be like, what show?
Yeah. No, but it's been a great response. And so we figured today's video we're going to do a little bit of, because I ended up like going into the rabbit hole. I went into the rabbit hole to the next level where I'm like, what is the Kaur Movement? What is the Singh Movement? Right?
There's two of them?
There's two. So the Kaur Movement and the Singh Movement, which is same foundation. So it's a non-profit. The founder of the story, Gurpreet, her story is crazy. Like, I was on a huge rabbit hole this whole weekend. And at the same time, I was like, man, I feel so shitty and how like some of these stories and like a lot of it is our people and like
all of it is.
I just felt so disappointed because I didn't grow up with that.
Right.
You know, we get a positive and our culture is really great. Our religion is very great. Our, people are very great. But then those odd balls, and when you dive into that story, it's just like, man. So this whole weekend I was pretty depressed because of the fact that half these stories that I read were crazy. So we're going to talk about a lot of the comments that came onto our video
let's
first.
Go through
let's
some
start
of
with
these
that.
comments. Yeah, some of them are nuts.
Yeah, and we're going to react to those, and then...
Of course, all the Desi comments are all racially charged because Desi people can't say anything productive. Yeah. It has to be something stupid, but let's see. Let's go through the first one.
Okay, so our top comment, so not the one that's pinned because it's her name is Gurpreet, founder of the Kaur Movement. That's what we found out. The first comment, not Indian culture, but Punjabi culture. And this is somebody by Abe Gandu.
Look at his name. His name literally says everything.
Jandu? What is this supposed to be? Is it actually the Gandu?
That's a last name. Hey, wasn't there that guy in Sweet Bobby? His last name was Gandu. Bobby's name. It was Bobby Gandu.
Gandu?
Fucking look at the memory on this guy. Sweet Bobby all day long.
Not
Speaking of
Indian
Sweet
culture,
Bobby.
but Punjabi culture. Okay, and Gandu I think is spelled wrong. The funny
Gandu sounds like a curse word. Is it Gandu a curse word? But the last name is different?
What if he's one of our subscribers?
Who cares?
Yeah, screw you.
You can unsubscribe, fella. I don't care. I'm Josie, don't unsubscribe.
Under that comment, right? Khalistani culture, not Punjabi Hindu. Okay.
What does that mean?
So
hold on, let's go through the comments.
I know. So this is the same comment. This is under the one comment.
He's the same guy?
Yeah, basically like people replied to his comment.
Okay.
Right?
So what's the main comment again?
The main comment is not Indian culture, but Punjabi culture.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So, thoughts? Because obviously he's saying that in with the whole...
no, it's Indian. It's Indian culture, yeah. We can go back and fix things. It's not a big deal. It's Indian culture.
Yeah.
And we're predominantly talking about Indian people.
Well, when we're having conversations, we're talking about, we're saying that we're with them or we're the Indian culture. Yeah. It has nothing to do with...
Even though I might have said Punjabi in the last video because that was specific to a Punjabi...
The story was...
A lot of them are Punjabi, yeah. That's okay, but it's not just, Punjabis. It's India. I mean, look at India. India is the rape capital of the world. That's a big country.
Yeah.
It's not all Punjabis doing it. I'm pretty sure, everything below Punjab is, a different religion and caste and whatever it is.
Well, even if we want to bring up the past, we can bring up the gang rape that happened in Delhi.
Yeah,
that was none of
that's none of those guys. That's just that's a stupid comment.
It has nothing to do with religion. So I don't know why you want to take it to religion.
It's just Indians. Indians in general have a problem.
I have a question. Okay, because when we talk about ourselves as Indian, as Punjabi people, right, and we do something great, okay, all of India and all these kind of people like this, like Gandu, right, or Gandu,
get a lot,
whatever, right. All you guys are like, oh yeah, you're Indian, great, you're Indian, right?
Yeah.
But then as soon as negative comes out, and you're telling Punjabi people, and then you're like, oh no, they're not Indian, they're just Punjabi. Don't put it together.
Yeah.
Pick one.
It's like whatever.
Throw a pair of balls on it and just stick with it. Like, don't change sides just because it benefits you.
Agreed.
That's my little rant on the Doodle thing.
Let's see the next one.
After that, you guys are kids are probably first or second generation. Are you first or second gen?
First.
I'm first as well. I was born in India, raised here.
So you're second. No. So it doesn't matter. Anyways, let's just go.
My first or second?
You're first gen. Okay.
It's really kind of you to feel the situation of the girls who are coming fresh from India. We need good humans like you. Most people born and raised here will not bother. Your parents instilled such good values.
As my head grows bigger.
Gina Ross.
That's a nice comment.
Yeah, thank you.
Positive comment. Thank you. What's her name? Gina?
Gina.
Thank you, Gina.
Yeah, so we are first. We're first.
No, even people coming from India, like we still feel for them. Like we still feel bad that they're having to go through such a shitty life here, right? It's not. We still feel for them.
It's not easy. It's not easy. Our parents also went through it. We went through it.
Right? Well, when we're talking about the sexual stuff, our parents didn't go through that.
No, but like
we're talking about specifically to like to this video.
To this video.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's more about like the young females coming over and them having a very hard time. And
yeah.
Different from when our dads came, it was different. Yeah, like they were like men, and now you have like my mom came over. She didn't come over on her own.
Yeah,
she came over when my dad was here and semi-established, and then she started to work. She didn't have to go look for a place on her own, find a job on her own. She wasn't 19 when she came over. It's very different, compared to what they're doing now. Now they're having to come over on their own, study on their own, get a job. Like they're pretty much having to do what the guys do, but it's a lot more difficult for females to do it, especially Apaniyan who have to live in basements or rent a place on their own without any really help. Yeah. It's a totally different thing from when our parents came. Like our dads came, they had like 5 guys here with them. They were living in an apartment. They're men, so it's totally different. As opposed to coming over as a student, having to kind of figure it out on your own. And look at the cost now, like the cost of living and tuition. And then on top of that, you're dealing with like disgusting, Indian people that are ready to kind of take advantage.
That's where it comes down to, is people taking advantage of people in situations that just have no control, right? Students don't have a control when they come here, where they have to live and stuff, right? And that's what I was talking to you about with the idea that I kind of sort of want to play around with, right? But when that comes up, we'll talk about it. I thank you for the comment.
Yeah.
Right. It's just like I don't know. I'll go to the next one. I think I'm going to end it with this one, because then we can get into a little bit more of this. But her name is Gurpreet and founder of the Kaur Movement. Okay, so in the original video, we didn't know who that girl was.
Yep.
Right, and that's when somebody commented that and saying who the Kaur Movement is. And so I looked into it a little bit, and it's a non-profit ran by somebody named Gurpreet, and we reached out. We're gonna have a conversation and see how we can help as well, just because we said that we'll try to help.
Right.
To bring that weekend, right?
Awareness to the
so we want to try to bring awareness as well, and see how the best way we can work with them and bring that awareness to you guys, because I did my research and the stories are like, there's some stories that are just way out there, and it kind of blows my mind that we live in a country that is supposed to be free of all that. And
I have another. Right? I want to read this one. Go over. So this one says, this has been happening for a while now in Canada. This is why, as a born and raised Indigenous Canadian, I can't rent from anyone who may be Punjabi or another brown culture. This would not happen to myself. However, I have had the refusal to rent because I was not a Punjabi. Even calling to set up a view of the house and the question, what's your name? And then she'd give the name and they would hang up because they're not Punjabi. So Indians only wanting to rent to like Apne people. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's interesting though. Apne people do that though. They want other Apne living with them. It's like they almost like set it up. You know?
It's the background of like understanding how they are going to be living, so then they don't have to feel like they have to bring a different culture and how they have their ways, right? They can also share food, right? Because if I know some places where the owner also cooks for the students because they don't have time to cook, so the owner helps by cooking and feeds them, but they pay rent for it, right? It's just they can work out. If you have a good relationship with the landlord, it works out.
Right.
But the barrier comes down to is like you can't have, again, the advantages that were taken in this video was the person that was living upstairs was getting drunk and then going down and sexually assaulting.
But that's happening a lot though, man.
So why isn't there like a locked door? Maybe a lot of these, like, you know, when people rent or what people landlords expect like a background check and stuff. Why doesn't like the person that's renting, they should be able to ask for landlords for their background checks? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know.
Like, have you, because you rent out places?
Yeah, but who's gonna background check me?
Nobody background checks you, right? Yeah. Should the renter be allowed to background check?
You could, but how are you gonna do that, really?
Because like, if somebody that
the background's probably gonna come clean because nobody reports anything. So what's that?
No, but okay, somebody that's already been charged or convicted of sexual assault, is he allowed to go and be able to have people renting with them?
I think when these students are renting, man, that's like the last thing that they're looking for a roof over their head. They'll go and start doing background checks now. And the landlord doesn't even do background checks on these students because they're just ready to like pounce.
Yeah.
So,
with this comment,
right,
does the Native American thing play in a factor? In our community is a little racist towards.
Oh, 100%. They want to rent to Apne because they can do like price gouging and like they could increase the rent whenever they want and they can kick them out whenever they want. They can do kind of whatever they want because it's a power game.
Yeah.
Indian people in power is a very bad thing. Even it could be on a small scale, like as a landlord-tenant relationship or a boss-employee relationship. It's just bad. Like, I mean, I'm sure there's those examples that are very good too. But for the most part, like it's bad.
Yeah.
They don't treat you good.
No.
And this whole thing about the sex trafficking or just the sexual assaults coming like in all these like rentals, like it's just not super surprised.
Okay, so
nice picture. Can't wait to talk about this.
This one just stood out because again the person on the photo just kind of stands out. But this happened a very long time ago. It's in 2014. Only 3% of cases make it to the courtroom, and sexual assault cases,
right?
In this, and the crazy part, this is not just in Canada. It's happening.
No,
it happens everywhere.
It's all over the place.
It's all over the place, and we've seen it in the comments where people say this happens everywhere. We agree, it happens everywhere. We just talk about it from Canada because we are from Canada, and that's why
we don't live here. But yeah, our background is Canadian.
Okay, so one of the big stories that this popped out to me while I was doing this watch was this happened in Pennsylvania. Okay, and I'm just gonna read you the status here, and you guys can see, and it'll come up on the screen here. But it's rare for a case to reach the courtroom, let alone achieve victory. Yet we are pleased to announce that justice has been served in this instance. Okay, Burvinder Singh, who was the lead priest in the Melbourne Temple in Pennsylvania, was found guilty for touching a victim from ages 5 to 12.
Probably in some like class at the temple.
He's a priest there.
Yeah, so generally like people will take their kids and like a Punjabi speaking class or like a tabla class or harmonium class, like when we used to do it as kids.
The victim said her clothes always stayed on, but Singh would put his hands under her clothes He touched her breasts and put his hands in her pants. In 2014, the victim did come forward about the assaults, but her family came to an agreement with the temple and Singh that he would have no further contact with the victim.
So see, this is a perfect example of how Punjabi parents, Indian parents, let me correct that, send their kids to somebody that's supposed to be trustworthy, like a priest or family members. But it's you really can't trust anybody. And it's unfortunate that even kind of goes into family too, because if you can't, this guy's supposed to be somebody that's at the top, echelon of trust, because it's in the temple, supposed to be teaching good things, supposed to look up to him. That's how I felt growing up.
Yeah.
But and we had really good priests. These guys were good, And but again, they didn't pursue it really, did they? Because they just talked to the.
Well, yeah. So the adult, when the victim became an adult,
right?
Then it actually went into court and did it. But when the victim had come out with this happened to her, right?
Yeah.
Then the parents had talked to the temple, and then they got rid of they had the priest wasn't allowed any contact.
I feel like there has to be way more transparency, even in the temples, the people that are on the committees. They need to get their face out of the sand, man. They just bring in these people. They don't know what's going on. A lot of them are from overseas, right? But there's no background checks. They don't know what who these people actually are.
Okay, but
for the most part, they're good people.
Yeah, but
then you have something like this.
From ages 5, so the victims are from ages 5 to 12, right?
Yeah.
Or I don't know if it was one victim or multiple victims were from ages 5, which is very young.
Right.
My question to the parents is, why would you leave your kid alone with an adult figure, whether it's family, whether it's not?
If it wasn't part of a class setting, you mean?
Exactly.
Right. 100%.
And in any situation, as a parent, it's your responsibility to make sure where your kid is at all times.
Yeah.
This priest wouldn't have any excuse if you were around. And that's what
if he had access to your kid for hours on end by himself, I would never do that.
Yeah.
Parents need to wake up too. Come on. Why would you you're your kid's protector? If you have to have judgment and be hey, I'm taking this kid to the temple. I'm leaving him there for 3 hours. Who's watching over him? And do I trust this guy?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you have to not trust a lot of people these days.
No, and you can't.
If
you
you
can't trust everybody.
Precautions and come on.
Yeah. And again, in some of the comments, it isn't just in Indian culture. It's not in just Punjabi, because priests all around.
No, it's in a lot of different religions. We're just talking about Indian people. So before you start commenting, taking it there. Hey, we'll go there if you want us to.
We can go there.
I can go there all day.
I have full freedom to go there.
Yeah,
Girls watched our video and they were like, "You went a little light.
You did good. You did good, son."
We were like, "We went a little bit light."
Where the guy was on TikTok, he's like, "No Punjabi person should give you guys a job. Did you find our parents and call our parents about the stuff that we're posting?"
So our parents watch.
Our parents watch. My parents probably don't actually. I had to put it on from the other day because they had no idea what was going on.
It hurts.
I should have just left it off.
For Punjabi people that see this, it hurts you guys because it's the truth and it's reality. And what our people are really good at is trying to hide that so we don't look like bad. But we're just speaking the truth because you guys are the ones that shame us half the time.
Yeah, right? Forget it.
Our growth, the way I was growing up.
I have no shame whatsoever.
The way I was brought up was not to freaking go touch kids.
Yeah.
And so when we bring it up, it's so that we can protect our kids when we have them.
Yeah. And it's a conversation. So I think sometimes people comment, they're like, "Oh, well, it's one video. We can't do a 6-hour bit on, sexual assault. It's one video. There's going to be things that we miss. And if there's some constructive comments, then we can definitely dive into that." But anyways, that's YouTube. That's the internet. What are you going to do?
We also don't need jobs because...
Yeah, we don't need jobs. We're self-sufficient.
That's why we have time.
Yeah. What do you think we're doing here at 7 a.m. on a Monday?
On a Monday.
You think we need jobs?
You think we need to go into the...
Who's that? Somewhere? Put that TikTok comment up. Let's blast him.
Yeah. Put it up.
It's also mostly guys, isn't it?
It is.
It's always
guys are shitting on it.
Stupid comments and just the racially charged comments. It's always bande.
Yeah.
And there's some guy with this profile picture with him standing behind a Toyota or some car. Like, I really care what you have to say. Like, buddy, come on, change your username and profile picture.
The whole durag thing, like there's so many people like beef on me for durag. I wear the durag like when I'm working out, or when I'm here because we work out after.
And he works out after,
so
once
like
a week.
So for most of my day, I'm wearing a pug or something, right?
Yeah.
Well, people don't need to see that, but here they go. Oh, you're not Punjabi. Fuck.
Yeah.
I can't even say it because my mom's gonna watch this video.
Your mom watches all this?
I
don't know why. I would never do that.
But
anyways,
Kaur
Project is doing really good work. Hopefully, we'll try to do some follow-up videos. On her mission, and it's a non-profit group, so that's great. Then the Sing Movement, we haven't even looked into that, but maybe we'll do a video on that next time.
Because a lot of men go through sexual assault and have gone through sexual assault. A lot of the stories,
not specific to females. Very good point.
So they made a Sing Movement as well.
Yeah.
They have a gala coming up in February.
That's a good
make
point,
sure
actually.
you check out their website.
We don't talk about that enough. Men also, I mean, I don't know.
Men have gone through sexual
That's
assault.
crazy.
It happens.
Yeah, because there's a lot of like, what do you call it? Like gay, like upper people. I guess that's why the men's are getting sexually abused.
You know,
right?
you can get sexually assaulted from women as well, right?
Yeah, but uppity people, like uppity guys, he's like, really,
women as well. It's a thing. There's stories
really
on the Kaur Movement.
Oh, we gotta do a video on that. Sorry, I don't mean to be ignorant. I just find it hard. It's just I think hard to kind of imagine that a Punjabi guy could get sexually abused by a Punjabi woman. Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, I know there's like verbal abuse, but like I've never really thought about the other side. I'm just being honest.
Yeah, no, it is. We'll get into it later on.
Hey,
anything else?
No, subscribe. We got 6 days, so please
support.
Subscribe, like. See you tomorrow.
Peace.